Hello guys, it's NautoAisDx here, and I want to give more thoughts on new Idea Factory Compile Hard news that happened this time around. But before that, I want to give my thoughts on whatever happened to Ninja E. So of course, last year there was a special Neptunia presentation in Japan, and they said that the next Neptunia game, even though it's a spin-off, was Neptunia Ninja E. Basically revolves around Ninja, but as of right now, really nothing. The only thing they showed was a Lego, and of course, in late 2019 to 2020, they announced VVVtunia, which is Neptunia and friends went to the virtual world, not like Cyber Dimension, but to team up with VTubers, and that game was going to come out in Japan, July of 2020. I mean, of course, you know what's happening right now with the situation. I wouldn't be surprised if it got delayed. If that gets delayed, will it be a West release? That's probably going to be somewhere in 2021. So, of course, now new news that came up that got me interested. First of all, Dead End Request 2, of course, already been announced on the PlayStation 4 somewhere in 2020. The new announcement now is that Idea Factory International also announced there will be a Steam version. So now, if you can't afford a PlayStation 4 or you're a PC player, there you go, you got an option. So what about Switch or even Xbox? No announcements. So of course in Japan, then Quest 2 came out on the PS4. So I don't know about the Steam version, maybe worldwide release, because again, you gotta keep in mind that the Steam ports are handled by Idea Factory International, believe it or not. That's why Neptunia RPG actually came out like later in Japan for Steam, and they also did promote that it was uncensored, because if you know what happened with the PS4 version, yeah, two of the CG scene was altered. Again, doesn't break the game, but it's the principle. It goes to political territory. The only time that the game did break was Mary Skelter 2 for the PlayStation 4. Yes, the Chinese version, what happened was there was a update to remove that mode, and apparently it broke the game, and they just said, well, what can we do about it? Nothing about the Japanese version, and that's the reason why that game never came out outside of Japan. And yes, I will be talking about Mary Skelter later on in this video. So back again to Dead End Request 2. Yes, it's not only going to come for the PS4, it's also going to be on Steam 2020. But with that said, of course, if you've been following a bit of the news in the internet, there was a DLC costume where the 6 character from the first game, the glitch costume, and if you know what they look like, they're, you know, let's just say fan servicey, and unfortunately, that's my opinion, unfortunately, on the PS4 version for Dead End Request 2, they were altered a bit to be less fan servicey. Yes, it still has that fan service, but it was less. But of course, it's still censorship. It's still censorship. And this particular situation is you're denying the creator's vision. You say, nope, that's not allowed. Even so, Zero, B, Peggy, you name it, says you have no problem with it. Why does PlayStation 4 does? This has been happening since July of 2018. Whatever. So it is gonna suck. It's bullshit. Excuse the language, but that's what it is. However, Idea Factory International trying to rectify it by doing a survey on the Steam version. Yes, on the Steam version, and they did say, which version do you want? You want the censored or uncensored version of the glitch costume as DLC? Here's the thing about it first. So this is gonna be a while because I want to give my thoughts, full thoughts about it. First of all, to Idea Factory International, what are you giving people option? I mean, most people, including myself, one reason why they like Idea Factory games. Yeah, the gameplay, the story, it's something different. Yes, I mean, still, Final Fantasy VII, come on, the remake looks awesome. There's a story there. But the other part of the reason why some people like Idea Factory is their fan service shit. Yet, it's not just forced in. When they do fan service in game, whether it's Neptunia, whether it's Omega Content, Advent Force, Fairy Fancer, there's a reason why they do fan service. It's not just slap it in and that's it. There is a reason behind it. There is a story behind it. The case with Neptunia, why there is sort of a boob question there, like why is it Vert's boob is big versus Blanche? Okay, if for people who don't know, the reason is they represent console. Vert is a 360, while Blanche is the Wii. Yes, the original Wii. You know, the blue generation for the casual. And if you think about the horsepower, what are you seeing? Yes, the 360 is more. It's powerful than the Wii. Yes, PS3 is more powerful, but the gimmick there why Noir's boob, let's just say, it's not as big as Vert. It's more powerful, but it's convoluted. People don't like it. It was difficult to develop, so there was something about that. Vert's boob, because it's powerful, people like it, it's easy to develop, horsepower, and of course, people believe in Japan that in America, horsepower is everything, while the Wii is for casual, power is nothing, it's all about games and bonding with family, and that's why Blanche, she always has the cliche of flat chest or A cup or whatever. Again, see, that's not forced in, there's a reason behind it. And of course, Sony kind of removes that. Anyway, back to Dead and Requested with a survey. On the Steam version, you have either censored or uncensored. And like I said, it bothered me a bit when, why are you asking people if they prefer the censored? I mean, like I said, the majority of people who, like I did Factor Game, I said before, they like partial is the fan service, the uncensored aspect. If maybe someone will say, maybe one of them, I'm sorry, it's gonna be a minority to say, well, it kind of feels me uncomfortable playing this type of game. Well, I mean, I don't know why you guys are playing it. I mean, if you play for the gameplay, yes, but it's a package deal. Guess what? That comes with the territory there. And so some people did say, well, you should have votes there, and then they said they can't do it because of development costs. So here's something that I'm probably going to try and expand. I'm not an expert of game development, but I have talked to people about it, and they could be right, they could be not, but just hear me out. So I was watching some people say, oh, why can't you do both? My guess here is the DLC coding. So what does that mean? So there is a code that goes to the game to be compatibility. So my guess is going to be is that they're going to use the same code, and then they'll either put the character design, the costume design, that's again it's a model, to that code. So why not have both? Then that's another code, and that's another, well, that's time and resource. Probably can't afford it. That's another code there, and again, that's gonna cost more. Ever wonder why, to some extent, like in the past game, there's always a sub DLC in some of the games? Why not just put it in the game? Because that's an extra code to put into the game that the Japanese version doesn't. Because the Japanese version doesn't have an English option, believe it or not. That's only outside because some people either prefer sub, some people prefer dub. And when you only choose one or the other, they get pissed off. But if you both put both, another time it costs money because there's extra coding that they probably don't want to do. There's extra time they don't want to do. And that's probably the same reason this reason is that they don't want to spend too much time. So they just have to say either one or the other. My opinion is the uncensored version. Yeah, the survey's already done. I think the deadline was in April the 2nd. So, but there you go. So, yeah, at least they are sort of listening to the fans, but I don't know why you give an option about it. In the case with the PlayStation 4, Idea Factory International already said, look, you can't do anything about it. Sony's not going to allow it because Sony's an idiot. Again. So, yeah, in the case with this situation, DLC, the censorship is bad because you're denying the creators' design, their vision of the glitch costume. Even so, the rating board have no problem with it. They're not offended with it. It's only just a bunch of people, probably again, and I hate to say it, they probably don't even play the game, but they said, well, let's think about the new generation. This is what video games are all about. I'm like, dude, shut up with the kids, Shay. That irritates me, believe it or not. I also want to add this on the game, and that Idea Factory International posted the latest trailer for Dead End Request 2, and there was some English dub on the narration. So I'm hoping that this game actually will have English dub, just like the first game. But hopefully it does sound like it. Yeah, so again, Dead Request 2 finally coming out on Steam and on PS4. I like it, option, and at least give props to Idea Factory International to actually giving people option. In my opinion, they shouldn't just do the uncensored version because most people will be happy. That's the reason why most people like to play Idea Factory games. So we'll see what happens in the US. Is Dead End Request 2. And then probably I'm going to assume is VVVtunia. That's probably going to be 2021. And I think it's a good time to cut it here. And I'll continue my thoughts about it in part 2. So stay tuned for that.
It should always be my turn. But games don't work like that, huh?